Hi guys, Matt from the Big River here. We got a lot of livestock coming in this week. Got a little order of reptiles here. Should have some freshwater orders and a little bit of saltwater too. So let's jump right in and see what's in the box. First thing out of the box is got a lot of legs. That is a centipede. Difference between a centipede and a millipede are really easy to see. This is a great time to do it. Come snuggle up close. Here's some icky pictures for you, Mom. But kids, get close and see. Look at the millipedes with 2 sets of legs per segment. So they got lots and lots and lots of legs, so they call them millipedes. But the centipede just has 1 set of legs per segment. So that's the difference between your centipede and your millipede, not to mention centipedes tend to be toxic or poisonous and millipedes don't. All right, so there's your nature lesson for the day. Obviously, we got millipedes in today. Got a bunch of them. We got ivories, chocolates, got... oh, these are really cool. I got these one other time and we paid a mint for them and they didn't do very well. But these we actually got for a little better price. So, with any luck, I'll have a little better luck with them. Here they are. These are a golden dragon millipede. So cool looking. And they are a millipede. They don't have, seem like they have quite as many legs as some of those other guys. They're not a giant, so they're not going to get 6 feet long or anything. But super cool plated segments on them. More bugs in here. We got a tailless whip scorpion. We've got more millipedes hiding out in there too. We'll get to those in a second. Next up is a fun little guy. This is an anoles species. They call him a Cuban false chameleon. It's a baby, unsexed. Nice green color on it right now. Very fun. We've had several of those in the last couple of years, and they actually make a pretty darn good pet. Next up is a true chameleon. This is a female panther chameleon, an ambilobe if you're looking for location on those. That's a little lady. Got some turtles on this order. This one here is razorback musk turtle. Musk turtles are that genus of turtles that actually do stay small. When people ask us for little turtles, usually refer them to the fact that turtles get big, but these guys are under 3 inches full size, so they're actually a small turtle. A little bit specialty care, so make sure you understand how to keep them happy before you take them on. But very cool little turtle. Another little turtle. This is actually a tortoise. This is a baby marginated tortoise. Beautiful, beautiful pattern on this guy. Different than the other ones I've gotten. Typically, marginateds are known for having a little bit of a skirt on the back, almost like a scoop to the hoop on the back of their shell. A little bit bigger, full-sized, or at least possibly a little bigger than your Greeks or your Russians or your Hermans, which are closely related to. Also, we have some more millipedes. That is Smoky Ghost. There's giant pink-footeds. Can't see them in there, but I believe they're in there. There, they're there. Giant pink-footeds. They got like pink band on them, really pretty. And these aren't as giant. They're a littler guy. They're called the bumblebee millipede. Kind of the same banding as the pinks, but they got the yellow and gray. It's very cool. Call them a bumblebee. Frogs this week. Got in a couple different batches of frogs. First off, a nice group of White's tree frogs. Love me some White's tree frogs. Big, fat dumpies, they call them. And then here's a frog I've been looking for. People have been asking me about these. Did a lot of research before we brought them in. This is a rain frog. This one in particular is a Mozambique rain frog. There's a bunch of different ones from different places in Africa, and they have different faces. This is one with a little squash face, like you've seen on TikTok. These ground frog or rain frog, they live buried, so you got to make sure to treat them properly if you take that on, and give them a good place to hide, or they will not fare well. But giving them moisture and a good place to dig and some bugs now and then, and they ought to do pretty good for you. This is another type of rain frog. We've got not just one, we got 2. This one's called a Togo rain frog. Note the pointy little nose on that guy. Very cute. I'm just going to pretend like he's just not going to move, because that's what they do. He says, I'm just a little blob. Don't mess with me. So 2, not only 1, but 2 types of rain frog this week. Another frog, this is a Pac-Man frog. Just one in this week, just regular green Pac-Man, which is about as cool as Pac-Man frog as you can find. And then we get some bags. Always fun stuff in the bags. Let's see what's in the bags. First thing out of this bag will be, which one is this? These are the Vietnamese tree colettes. You got 3 of them in there. They come in different colors. They also call them a Chinese garden lizard. They're relatively hardy, really not very expensive little lizard that comes from Southeast Asia. It's not uncommon for them to come in poor shape to start with, but these guys actually look pretty fantastic. So they're the same kind of keep as like a mountain horn lizard. They need some humidity and a little room to climb, but neat little lizard. Some bright colors on them as possible. All right, last in the box. Actually, these are part of a special order. Come here, little fella. Got a few of them because some of them are special order. This is a forest armadillo lizard. Forest armadillo lizard is not an abronia, but it's a very cool little guy. Looks like this guy's got a little bit of stuck shed. But kind of a fun little plated lizard, or they call them girdled lizards. We get a little batch of those guys, which honestly, these girdled lizards have come up in price and been harder to get a hold of, though it seems like the quality of what we can get has gone up as well. So that's it for this reptile order. We'll be back shortly with fish. And we're back. Got lots of boxes of fish here. Got more sitting at the airport, at least should be at the airport, ready to go. We'll have fish, reptiles, saltwater, all on one order this week. Well, all in 5 orders. First thing out of the box is some cardinal tetras. These are the tank raised cardinal tetras. Nice batch of those guys. Got some of the wild ones on this order as well. Part of our tetra special, of course. Buy 4 more, get 25% off. Celestial Pearl Daniels, nice and big on these guys. So hopefully these guys hold up pretty good. That looks like we got a emerald dwarf rasbora in there with the celestial pearls. Those are also a cool fish, but not a celestial pearl. Got some discus on this order, quite a few actually. Here's a red melon. We got 8 of them on this order. Singapore shrimp, not a fish, but very cool. Love the Singapore shrimp as a filter feeding animal that gets along in a community tank. Green tiger barbs, bright colors on those guys, make them very popular. Good schooling fish, nippy though. Make sure you don't put them in with anything with lots of fins, or they won't have lots of fins. Next up is some tiny marble hatchets. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever seen them that small. Somebody was talking to me just yesterday about how I don't know that they bred marble hatchets in a tank, or if they have, it's really hard to do. More discus is another red melon. Those hatchets, of course, on the Tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off. Not a Tetra, not on the special, but very cool. This is a blue diamond discus. We've got a pair of those guys also. Yep, there's another one. So a nice blue diamond discus. And we're back, and I got a surprise visit from my nieces and nephews. They came in, they're gonna play that, name that fish with us. So excited. Are you guys excited? Yeah. Absolutely, all right. Here we go. First thing out of the box is a big bag of, who wants to guess?
Fish.
You're right. Claire is right. It is fish. These are African fish with a red eye. Red-eyed African red-eyed tetras. There we go. I know my fish. All right, next up we have a bag of, they are fish. What, anything more than fish? How about little fish?
Tiny fish.
Tiny fish. They're tiny fish. These are rocket clown killies. Very tiny fish. Nice nano fish. Next up we have another.
I've seen those, but I don't remember the names.
Uh-huh. I do. You want to know what they're called? Yeah. They're called a roseline shark. So they're not just fish, they're sharks. They're not really sharks. They're freshwater fish that kind of have that shape. And they have a red nose, and so they call them a roseline or a red-nosed shark. All right, next up we have...
Look, we like little fish. Fish.
Fish, yes. Little but not quite so tiny fish. These are glow light tetras. They're on our tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off. Just for subscribing to our channel. Now there's a cool fish. Let's see if you come down so you can see him.
Oh yeah, I saw that over there.
Yeah, isn't he pretty?
That's cool.
He's a round fish, and because he's round, they call him a discus fish, because he looks like you could throw him like a discus. Very cool fish. He's called a checkerboard discus. I think we got another one right here. No Nemo in here today. Maybe in the next batch. Actually, no, we didn't have any clownfish. This is another discus. This one they call a white tiger, or white turquoise tiger. Turquoise and white aren't the same, but they still call it that. Very, very fun. I think there's another one just like it. They get up to about 6 to 7 inches in diameter, even bigger sometimes. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Oh, you can see the turquoise in the face with the white in the body. So very pretty. Okay, next up we have one more bag of,
This the shark one?
it's not a shark. So look at on the side of the fish there, there's a little spot.
They almost look red.
Kind of looks like,
It's a red eye one.
yeah, like a heart. It's called a bleeding heart because it looks like his heart's bleeding. Isn't that cool? So that is another Tetra for the Tetra Special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off for subscribing to our channel, checking this out. And you too could have your sort of a whole mess of bleeding heart Tetras, which are actually a really nice Tetra, big guys, over 2 inches, and great color when they grow out. Alrighty, well that was exciting. Always fun to see the family. Always get surprised because most of my family doesn't live anywhere close to here, so when they show up unannounced, I'm flabbergasted. Dwarf scissortail rasbora. We got the scissortails over there. They're big fish, but these guys are dwarf. A little bit skinny bellies on those, but really cool little fish. They only get about an inch. Fast and silvery, really pretty. Next up is some forktail rainbows, Pseudomogul furcatus. I haven't seen those in a little while, and they showed up last week. Somebody was asking me if we could get them. I said, well, if they show up, and then they did. So there they are. I got a couple severums on this week's orders. That is a super red severum. We got a whole half a dozen of those. A couple plecos on this order. I actually ordered 2 of these, only got 1. This is an L235 flat flyer. Nice size on it too, beautiful fish. Next up is another severum, and another severum, and another severum, and not a severum. That's a giant fish in the making. That is, it says elephant nose, but that is not an elephant nose. That is a silver arowana baby. You probably have an elephant nose in a arowana package. Here's a black ghost knife, another good sized fish, not as big as that guy, but be up over a foot. Here's that elephant nose. What's it say? Yeah, it says it's an arowana. No, elephant nose is about a foot long fish. Silver arowana is about a 4-foot fish. Get those straight. Another ghost knife. Got 3 of those this week because, well, they're popular. And as big as they get, they actually will be fine in about a 4-foot tank as long as they don't have anybody to eat in there. Another severum for you. Another severum. Half a dozen of those guys. Looks like that. Next is micro bumblebee gobies. These are the nanus, Brachiogobus nanus, which is a smaller version of the bumblebee goby, not quite as bright yellow. Scarlet batis, got somebody looking for those. They might even pick up the whole bag, but we stock those regularly. We do have some of those flamed batis over there too. Batis are those tiny little fish. At least those guys are. There are actually batis that are not tiny, but the scarlets and the red flames are under an inch full size. All right, let's see. Got about 5 more boxes to go here. Next up, big bags. Gotta go fast. Angels. These are red devil angels. Nice and yellow on there, but that probably will flame out a little bit as they get a little bigger. And then Harlequin rasboras, a nice smallmouth schooling fish. And some rainbows. Got a lot of rainbows on this order, actually. These are turquoise rainbows. A little smaller than some we've been getting, but still a beautiful fish. And Bosemani rainbows, not colored up much there. Oh, those aren't Rosemanis, my bad. These are Kamaka rainbows. Kamaka rainbows are another version. They also call them a turquoise rainbow, but they tend to be a little shorter bodied, wide and short. So very cool. Zebra Daniel, that's a great schooling fish. A little fast and tiny bit nippy. So make sure they're in the appropriate community tank. Royal Blue Dwarf Grammies, restock on those guys. Sold out of those pretty much this week. And Red Lizard Whiptail Cats came in. Not too tiny, very fun little fish. You get about 4 inches, a little medium catfish with a sucker mouth. Let's see, pygmy cories, tiny as they are, very popular. Only get to about 1 inch, so make them a great choice for a nano tank. And this is an African cichlid. This is Neolampologus cylindricus, or the cylindrical cichlid? I don't know. I just know them as Neolamp cylindricus. Kind of cool. Cylinder shaped, blue, black striped fish. All right, there is 1 more box down, 4 to go. We're rocking and rolling now. Let's see, there we go. Get the box on there so it doesn't fall off. It's in tight. All right, big bags again. We got neon tetras, a whole big bunch of neon tetras this week. Restock on those guys. Go along with those cardinals we got earlier. Here's some more tetras for the tetra special. Lemon tetras. Restock on those. More of the cardinals. I said I had them. Those are the wild ones. These are the ones out of Colombia. Those ones been coming in pretty small, but bright colored. Here's those Bosemani rainbows I promised you. Nice colors on those. And more of the neons. Double bag of those because we sell a lot of those for the tetra special. Let's see. You got German blue rams in that bag. Microgeophagus ramirezi. Kind of a sensitive little critter, but beautiful, beautiful fish if you can get them to work for you. Chocolate cichlid is a very big cichlid eventually. Little now, they can be 12 inches, 8 being really common on those guys. Not very aggressive for all that. Pearl Grammies large, nice size on those guys. Restock on that. We've been able to keep those in stock recently, which is awesome. More rams, Microgeophagus ramirezi, but these are the black night rams. Beautiful blacks on that. Nice, nice rams. Great colors on those German blues too. So a great batch of fish in that box. And now we got a whole bunch of other cool stuff. Let's see what we got. Not much in here. We have some dojo loaches, restock on those, and another batch of those nice big Amazon swords we've been selling through so quick. So that was quick. And this box will probably have, what will it have? Oh, crabs. Gotta like those. A little different than the ones we've been getting. These are a type of vampire crab, but they look like the red claws. Very fun. Vampire crabs in good shape are always fun. We have some feeder guppies. Got to have those. They've been kind of ticking up in price recently, but if they're alive, we'll be happy. We got snails. Somebody didn't smell good. Maybe it's the crabs. They always smell kind of funky. But we got a couple different batches of snails. We had, what was that? I remember which ones we got. We got a couple types of neorites, I believe. Boy, I don't remember getting neorites on this order. Let's take a look and see. No, these are mystery snails. These are blue mysteries. I haven't gotten in any of the fancy colored mysteries in a while, so we went ahead and ordered some. Got blues and jades this week. There, those are the jades. Kind of cool. Both of those are fancy colored mystery snails. Let's look at this bag. Got guppies. These are those fancy white ones, half white guppies. Came in at a little bit of a premium price, but beautiful fish. And here we have some electric blue rams, all bagged up separate to go along with those blacks and those blues that we got from the other source. More of those feeder guppies, looking good. And more guppies in general. Got a nice batch of guppies this week to complement the few that we have left over there. There's more and more. So yeah, lots and lots of guppies restocked. And baby plecos. These are bushy nose plecos, the gold version. I haven't had any of those come in private party for a while, so we went ahead and imported some, and they look good. Nice size on those. Next is some African dwarf frogs. I sprung for the little bigger size, and I'm glad I did because those still are not giant. And some fruity pebbles. These are the Zebra Daniels glowfish. Cool little guys. Somebody was asking me for those. Hadn't had them for a while, so we brought them in just to make our viewing public happy. We'll get you whatever it is you're after. Special orders are actually something we do on a very regular basis, so if you're ever looking for something and not finding it, let us know. We'll do our darndest to make sure it's here for you. All right, last box on this bit of the order, and then we'll be back with another whole order. First of the season, we got some pond fish in. These are calico shabunkins. Nice batch of those guys, big guys. And some feeder comets. Also can go on your pond fish. Ponds, I suppose. Here's some shrimp, ghost shrimp. Looks like some of them didn't make the bat trip, but most of them look fine. More shrimp. We got red cherry shrimp. Nice. And blue shrimp. Gotta love the blue shrimp. Beautiful. Here are some guys that call a Mayan butterfly. That's a koi, another pond fish. A little underwhelmed on the size there. I was expecting something a little bit bigger, but nice butterfly tails on those. So very cool on that. And one more thing of goldfish. These are Tyorandas. They called these the red and blacks. Looks like we got red and blacks and red and whites with a little bit of black in there. Very nice confirmation on those Arandas. And that's that. We'll be back shortly. And we're back. Got another shipment here. Came in just a bit rough. We'll see how the fish did. Amazingly, they're pretty resilient, even though sometimes our shippers don't help us out that much. This should be, yes it is, some live blackworms. Looks like they're mostly alive too. Also got some live foods in here like tiger pods and Fido Feast. So reef nutrition stuff in general. Got a nice batch of that. So there's a box coming and going. This box looks like this hardly warrants the name anymore, but let's see if there's anything alive in here. First thing out of the box is a great big bag of water with fish in it. That's a green bird wrasse. I don't think we've ever had one of those. They are not reef safe, but a very cool fish. Get up to about 11 inches. Next is a snowflake moray eel. This one's a saltwater version. We had a big one in there for a while. Just got this little guy today. Like our eels. Snowflakes are nice because they don't get extra huge. Here's a sailfin tang. This is a dust jardini though. We ordered a dust jardini and a standard sailfin this week. We'll see what we got. All right, who do I have here? I think this is, yeah, that's an anemone. That was a beaded anemone we bought. Looks a little rough in the bag, but we'll see if he comes around. Here's that other, oh, there's a dust jardini. And he looks like he's in pretty rough shape. That's a regular sailfin, just a really pretty one. Dust jardini, I think, is probably going to be a loss. Nice little urchin, short spine urchin, reef safe urchin. And then little angel. This is an emperor angel. Hadn't really planned on that. I'd asked for a half black, but I guess I got the code wrong. So my mistake, your gain. Cool little angel. And there's a long spine urchin to go with the short spine urchin. Still digging in the bag. Uh-oh. Looks like you did not get enough water. That's too bad. That was a Klein's butterfly. Definitely did not make the trip. And some damsels. Looks like they did just fine. Little dominoes. And who else is down here? Oh, doggone it. Long-nosed butterfly got hammered. And actually, this guy's fine. This convict tang, a little bigger than ones we usually get, though they are a decent sized tang. And another guy that didn't make the trip. That's a filefish. Did not make the trip. Oh, one more. Coral banded shrimp is in great shape. Still amazes me. The shipment gets thrown across the tarmac, and most of the contents is still in good shape. This is a little firefish goby. Oh, more saltwater. We got orange or a red Linkia star. Nice reef safe star. And here is some little cichlids. These are pollinized, or the black diamond cichlid. Get big, beautiful fish, kind of uncommon. There's a lobster, got a couple on this order. The blues, I ordered a white one, they didn't send it. But I did get the blues, and a mandarin goby. Looks like a target variety rather than regular green. But nice, well, he's got the blue in him. He's just a little blanched. Now, beautiful fish. Next up is a cleaner wrasse. Looks like he made the trip too. And 6-line wrasse. A couple little wrasses for the order, along with that bird wrasse. All right, what are you guys? Green fire tetras. Oh, nice. Okay, they're a little blanched in the bag. Green fire tetras. Nice fat bodies on those guys. One of my favorite little tetras. Beautiful fish when they're in their breeding colors on the tetra special, of course. Here's a yellow mimic, or a chocolate tang. Very cool. And another firefish goby. So nice little order of saltwater on today. That one is in the reel. Let's see what's in the bottom box. I have a guess. It's leaking water, so I'm a little concerned about what I'm going to find. But let's see what is in the box. All right. Well, I don't see anything obviously empty. There's a big fish in a bag without a lot of water in it, and he's running in a gun, and this is a big hump flowerhorn. We sell several of these guys. Monster, nice looking fish. Got to get him in a tank here shortly. Let's pause. And back to our regularly scheduled program. See what else we can find in here. Sailfin mollies. Nice batch of gold sailfin mollies this time. Always like to get a variety of those guys when we can. There's another one of those lobsters. And who do we got here? Tire track eels. Nice little group of those guys. Remember, tire track eels, when they get big, do not tolerate other eels. You need to keep them separately. And they have a tendency to kill fish, so they're one to watch. Another monster. This is a red-tailed cat. Can be 5 feet. And another monster. This is a clown knife. Can be 40 inches. Decent size on that guy. These guys don't get huge. 5 inches, which is big for a snail, I guess. Golden pozo rabbit snails. Beautiful. Warm water snail from the island of Sulawesi. And the last bag on this order, we have Habrosus cories. Nice little batch of those guys. Look good, too. Nice size on them. Wait a second. One of those wasn't a cory. What was in there? Maybe it was. I just saw it wrong. That's where I saw a little cichlid swim through that group. Maybe not. Maybe they're all cories. Habrosus cories have been the hardest of the dwarf cories to get this year. Well, except for Hostatus, which haven't been available at all. That's it for this week's order, guys. Long and rambling. Hope you enjoyed.